Okay, well, we are back with some golf today. Trying to get, I don't know, we're on a little bit of an adventure today. It's quite rainy, quite windy. We'll see what happens. I'm the only one up here, not really sure what's gonna actually occur, but we are looking to make some progress this spring, so we gotta get out as often as we can. So the scores haven't necessarily improved, but ball striking is astronomically better than it was last year. We're hitting the ball like at least 20 yards longer on every club. Not necessarily the driver as often. I'm still having a little bit of a problem with the driver, but in general, it's a lot better. Irons play is excellent. Wedge play has gotten a lot better too. I just need to work on kind of chips and like half shot pitches. And I think we're gonna be in really good shape this year. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's see what happens. So far so good. Absolutely smoked. Honestly, I think definitely my best drive ever. Some of the markers we used to recall, remember the bell. I'd usually come up just short of the bell, and right over maybe about 20 yards short of the bell was a bit of a big steep incline. I always complained about that. Yeah, I mean, we're good. I'd say at least 30-40 yards past any of that. Hit a little chunky, but that was 157, and my second shot on this hole was always hybrid, and not always needed, but I always hit hybrid here. That was 7-iron. I did hit it fat. Let's see if we're actually on the green or not. All right, so we are actually very long, like well long. I usually hit the 7-iron now about 160, and I hit it fat. So we definitely could have used 8 there and probably still been safe, which is kind of crazy. I really can't believe how much distance I've gained just from a swing change. But we have a long first hole birdie putt. Putting and short game in general are still something I'm working on. It's there's no shortcuts to that like I've found with my longer clubs. But yeah, thanks to a great drive and a great second shot. Even the second shot, I mean, it wasn't great. Second hole, round begins properly here, as we always say. Not always because of the scorecard, but also because sometimes, you know, you run into something that is going to define the round. I don't think that's going to happen today. It's actually, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person here. It's extremely cold. It's like 45 degrees out and it's raining. Got 2 gloves on. Don't want to hear no sass about it. It's freezing out. My right hand is too cold. So let's do it. That's awkward. I hit that one really well, just like really a little bit too much of a draw, and it kind of made square contact with that tree. And I mean, I tell you, that's like probably 40 yards in front of me. That's very fortunate but unfortunate. We have a very long way to go now. Now my worst double. Basically hit 4 shots left, including the little chip there, a little half pitch, but it was actually hit pretty well. Just kind of spun a bit to the left after I landed. Okay, par 3 next, and here's the this is like the exclamation point on everything that's changed over the year. I will tell you what, I used to have to hit hybrid here to even get it close. If you watched any of the videos from last year, you'll be able to see that clearly. I am now comfortably hitting 5-iron. If I get the 5-iron, if I strike it really well, it's long, let's put it that way. But that 5-iron is not actually part of the set that I'm using, so I feel like it's still the right choice just in case. But yeah, with the wind today, you never know. All right, and not hit very well, and I guess we're calling it a push. So this has been happening a lot. I guess like the kind of fundamental approach that I'm trying to do is create a in to out swing path to promote a draw. I think that's the right terminology. And I guess I didn't realize this, but yeah, if the ball is like further back in my stance, then the shot shape kind of goes like this, right? Because like the path is like this, right? So I have to actually catch it as it turns over the club head, and I'm not doing that all the time. When I hit it perfect, that would have been probably long, honestly. Shout out to my uncle again on that front. He told me like what I was doing wrong with my pitching, and I guess the X factor was, he told me to like choke up heavily on the wedge. I don't know why I didn't ever think of that or ever know about that, but it is so much easier to control the pitches. I don't know, I guess that's all you need to do is just choke up, because honestly this is pretty perfect. It landed right next to the hole, so I hit it a little bit too firm, but if it spun at all it would be really close. If I made bogey on every single hole, I'd consider that a very good round. So, but yeah, let's see what we can do. Par 5 here. It's pretty windy again. So just a little slice of what goes on in my head. So on hole 2, we kind of hit 4 overdraws, a little hooky at times, smashing off trees and stuff on the left. So this time I try to keep the face a little bit open, because that's kind of how I've been controlling the strength of the draw. And it kind of faded a little bit. So it's like right at that line, I guess. I don't know, it's a tough game. Yeah, even though we had the wrong shot shape, we're still in a really good position. This is, again, as good as I've ever hit a drive on this hole. Usually I'd probably be back by where those birds might be. So a good 20 yards better, even with the fade. So again, point of reference, that white stake there, which I believe is like 150 or something like that, that's usually where I would expect to be hitting the 3rd shot from. Sometimes I'd be ahead of it, of course, depending on the drive, but 2 good shots means I am way ahead of it. Ball's up here. All right, so I hit it left again, and we have a little bit in. It probably wouldn't have been on the green even if I hit it straight. I guess it probably would have rolled onto the green. Caught a nice little bounce off that first cut and got some nice backspin to stop just short of the hole. We really only have about 10 feet to land it on the green and stop it. So I think that was really well done. This fairway is still soaked. I was up here about 5 or 6 days ago and it is still absolutely soaked. Balls continue to plug in the fairway. And it rained pretty much all day yesterday and today. It's actually getting nice out now. That's good. So we'll see what happens, but fair warning. I don't actually know what that was. Hit it off like the super toe, I guess. I don't ever really hit the ball off the toe. I used to never hit it. So it's, yeah, pretty hooky there. Let's see where it ends up. Yeah, so obviously super short. This is not good, but it's not plugged in the fairway, which is a good thing. Barely advanced the ball, did not plug. Positive thinking there. Didn't really, again, hit that one very well. Just can't seem to find the right place to put the ball when we're on the side hills, but we are actually in position to hit the green from here. Feel like I hit it exceptionally well, just didn't go online perfectly, drew a bit too much, and I heard a bit of a splash when it landed. Okay, noise I heard must have been it hitting these rocks. It's right up here, not bad. If it was online, we'd be really good. that one really low off the face. I don't know if I just teed it up too low or something wrong with the swing, but kind of just dribbled through the fairway. I will say these last 2 holes were the ones I videotaped about 3 weeks ago now, completely destroyed. And you really can't even tell. Like, I guess the ground heals itself, so pretty cool. I was very worried. I don't know, I guess it's just me over worrying about that kind of stuff, but it's giant ruts in the fairway and looks like it never happened. Basically turned this into a par 5 with that first shot, but I did make very good contact with the hybrid and advanced it well past where my old second shot would have been, so it's a good start. Really bad. I hit it super chunky, I guess. Came up a good, yeah, I mean, that's a good probably 15 yards short of the destination. Wait till you see this pitch. I think it almost hit the flag. I don't think it would have had any chance of going in. It was a bit too fast, but look at that. Come on, that is perfect. Oh. Just slipped out, just missed that one. That was a really good attempt to try to save a bogey there, but unfortunately, first 2 bad shots again take me to double. All right, so I always have this to contend with, really short par 4, and driver's really not been treating me well today so far. We had 1 really good shot with it, and the rest not great. So we're gonna hit a couple irons, see what we can do on this. First time I've ever hit an iron off this tee. Absolutely immaculate, and the best part about this is it's the same club I'm going to hit on the next hole, so get a little practice. We usually are in the old days, like last year, that tree would be a pretty good marker for how well we hit the ball. A lot of times I would hit hybrid and it might run up to here. A lot of times I'd hit driver, maybe a little fade, and it ends up over in the right there. So this is very good. I'm pretty familiar with this distance. Okay, extremely well hit. You can see the divots. I wanted to show that because that is not where the green is. Green is over there. So that's the problem I was describing earlier. So pushed it a bit right, but it was extremely well hit and is probably long, if anything. So yeah, absolutely beautiful position. Yeah, again, a bit long. If it was online, it'd probably be off maybe corner, right at the back corner of the green. All right, back on the bogey side of life. Should have been a par for sure. My putting is just not great, but we're on to a par 3. This is a hole that I love. It's like a very good metric for where my swing is at. We'll see where we're at. We just hit that perfect 6-iron back there, hoping to do it again. It's funny, I said before we're gonna hit the same club twice. Hit the 6-iron back there, used to hit 6-iron here, and no way we're doing that today, one way or the other. We've been hitting 7 recently. The boxes are like way on the left side of the tee box today, which is odd. They're usually over there. Yeah, much shorter hole when you're approaching it from over here. I just want to say real quick, I absolutely love playing golf when there's nobody out here. I'm literally, there was another 2 people, looked like they were probably only playing 9. I saw them at one point, but they were way ahead. It's just so fun to just be out here, just hanging out, recording. I love talking to the camera and everything. It's very like, kind of gets the stress out, and it's just, it makes the round so much more fun when you're not constantly worried about other people. I was worried about that. The draw is prominent today, and we did overdraw it a bit. It's a really well hit ball, but it's off the green to the left. And unfortunately, that means we're probably not finding the ball. I've hit the ball there a couple times so far since I've been back, and I always see a big splash, and I never see a ball. Okay, great. I actually am able to find it today. Yeah, it's definitely not as wet as it was, but as you can see, basically pretty swampy here. Sometimes I'm up in this taller grass, and that's when I've been losing balls. So it's kind of crazy though. I mean, that is basically underground. So we have a long chip ahead of us, and I got some tips early in the season. People were saying hitting out of these muddy lies with a kind of a higher, you know, like a 60-degree wedge or something like that is dangerous. So I'm going to try to kind of hit a little 8-iron, kind of bump it into the green and let it roll from there. We'll see how that plays out. I would say not quite, but it was actually a fun little shot to hit. It felt really like natural. It didn't feel like I was doing anything weird. And I think if I practice it more, it could be pretty good. It's actually a really good chance for par there. Just missed. Okay, I made the conservative decision 2 holes ago, doing it again here. This is the longest par 4 on the course, and it is a very difficult hole for me. I often say this is the only triple I expect to have in the round. These next 2 holes are always very difficult, and driver would really help. I've been up here a few times, hit a really nice driver. Kind of requires it to go, you kind of have to, if I'm going to draw it, it has to go over the trees, which is dangerous because if it doesn't draw, it's dead. So instead of even, and then sometimes if I start it straight and it draws, it's in the water there. So instead, let's just take that out of play, hit a little hybrid, hopefully put it in the fairway. And that was just gorgeous. Such a great line too. If that was a line with the driver, we would have been so set, but it kind of got stuck up in the tree. Came down, looks like it dribbled down to the middle of the fairway there. It's not bad, but that's a lot of distance lost on that. Just one of those things where the hole's just like in my head. You ever feel that when you golf? I don't know. Okay, so we have still really far in. This is our 3rd shot here. Hit another really chunky one. Barely got it, probably 100 yards. It's frustrating, man. This hole, I don't know. I just literally have to get mentally right with this hole and we'll be in good shape. I finally got a ball in the air properly, and we are short, unfortunately. Crazy. That putt there, I mean, come on, what is that? It's like there was like a freaking barbed wire catching it or something like that. It bounced and just stopped. Well, that's a tough hole for us. That first shot is so disappointing because it was such a good, that was the best ball I hit all day, honestly. All right, new 9. This is the one that we used to have a lot of questions on. It's like a really weird par 5. It's got a big lake in the middle of it. So if you hit it long, you're in the water. If you hit it short, you got a really long hole ahead of you. So I've been trying to get it right up to the front there. With the way we're hitting the clubs now, I'm a little worried about what club selection I need here. So I'm going to try to hit the hybrid. All right, pretty much perfect. It's definitely well short of the water. Maybe oversold my distance a bit. I think on a summer day it would probably be pretty damn close, but for now this is perfect. Okay, that is legitimately perfect. I don't think it could have been any better. I hit that one very poorly, quite thin. Ball was very below my feet, but it's just there, just hanging on. That ground was so soft. I never hit out of something like that. I felt like I was hitting out of sand. I barely struck the ground. Took a huge divot, ball barely went anywhere. Way too much. Okay, I don't like this game anymore. Okay, 122 downhill, very downhill, very, very, very downhill. Little approach wedge, used to be 9-iron. Approach wedge, hit this the other day when I was up here. Hit it a bit left, but it was just perfect. Oh my gosh. I feel like that was hit perfectly, and it's extremely short. I guess maybe I teed it up a little too high. I feel like I do that a little bit too much with these irons. I'm hitting these long irons, I want to tee them up a little higher. But yeah, you can actually see, I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, but the kind of circular area, hit it very high off the face. You know, I find it funny, every time I bring an umbrella, I don't think I've ever used an umbrella while golfing, literally. I bring it constantly and it never even comes close to raining. It's so nice out here. Yeah, look how freaking short we are. My God, I don't know if we even hit that 60 yards. Not good. All right, severe dogleg left. Yeah, severe dogleg left, par 4. Used to hit 6-iron to the middle and then a little approach wedge in. Those distances are different now, but I do want to take the opportunity with the no trees and no leaves and everything to experiment a bit. I had the idea that last year I could probably make it to the green from the tee box, and I'm gonna try that again now. I found a bunch of balls, so we'll just hit a few of them. Yeah, but we're gonna hit our first one, like try to play it legit. First ball we'll hit with the probably 7-iron, try to get to the middle, and then we'll try to hit a couple over the trees, see if we can't land one on the green. Okay, so great, a little bit too right maybe, didn't draw much, but anyway, so the line we have to take is basically right over those trees where that bird's flying. You probably can't see it. I don't know if I can get it high enough is the problem. So I think we start a little bit more right and really try to get a good draw going. First one was the right line, but way too low, and actually hit off a tree and landed in the fairway, so that's hilarious. Second one was perfect. Started a bit too much right, but it drew a lot, and I think we might have something there. Third one, I just kind of hit it dead straight. It didn't draw at all. Okay, this one we're hitting about 110 in. That, you probably can't see it. It's actually long of the green, maybe a little right still too. Hit another bad approach shot. Did not make the green, to the right and probably short. Look at that ball as well. But yeah, so I think it's not really a benefit to being over here, but oh my God. Man, the putting is really killing. I'll tell you what, man. It's a rough round, man. Okay, weather's turning back sour here, so it's just gonna get going. I wanted to practice a few things on these next 2 holes as well. Another one where I think if I hit the right, actually I actually could see the flag. It's tempting. We might try it. Having trouble finding the right line, but I see at least one kind of carried that little, it's not really a stream, it's supposed to be, there's just rocks there. Definitely at least one, but I think I'd have to hit driver to get on the green. Okay, here's the first one. We hit 9-iron, wanted to get well short of that, don't want to have any problems going into that little ravine there, and we want a full shot into this green because another very short hole here. So in terms of the ones I hit with the hybrid, that's as close as we're gonna get. Still about probably 30 yards out. So I definitely think if we hit a driver perfect, it would be on the green. Is it ever worth it? Unlikely. In terms of the shot we're actually playing here, I came up about probably 5 yards short of the target again. About 110, we hit about 103, maybe something like that. So we have a little bump and run into the green. I'm gonna try this 8-iron shot again like we tried back on the front nine there. Well, it was right at the flag at least. Come on, make a putt. It's another missed par attempt. Bogeys aren't bad on these holes, but if you watched our rounds last year, we're actually playing considerably worse, even though I'm striking the ball way better. If you remember this hole from last year, hasn't really gotten any better. Basically hitting off dirt, which is fine, I guess. So realistically, I hit it too far in this hole, which is actually kind of crazy. This is about as close as I've ever been, and it was only the hybrid, so that's pretty nuts. But anyway, yeah, we're kind of on this upslope. I was preferring to be kind of down in this flat a little bit more. I've had a lot of trouble. It's about 45 yards to the flag, and incredibly uphill, and plus the ball is on a incredible upslope. Peace. Okay, another double. I tell you, I'm gassing out, man. I'm really tired, and hopefully this weather's gonna hold out. Honestly, it feels like it's gonna snow. Very long hole. We're back to driver. Okay, you might actually be, yeah, you see, really well hit, dead center of the club. A little high though, so it popped it up a bit. Okay, that was quite good actually. That's a tree we used to use as a marker. This tree, another marker, but realistically, that tree was the marker. You might remember those hills were often a little bit on the left side over there by those 4 hills. But now we are in front of the cart right there. It's pretty damn good. Okay, hit it very fat again, but this time the result is actually quite playable. So we'll see. We got a long pitch in, but much better than it could have been. And 5 or 10 yards short again. It's actually really good pace on that pitch, really good line on the first putt. Still double. Medium length par 4, bit of a dog leg left. Made it well. Shot shape should be very good for this one. Yeah, that one felt like the best one of the day, but I guess I had a little bit too far back in my stance. Pushed it a bit right. I think we actually hit it so far that we might be in trouble there, because it is a bit of a dog leg left, but we'll see where we're at. Barely hung on here. We're in the right fair or right rough. Tree just almost occluding. If we were about maybe 5 yards more to the right, it would be a big problem. But I think we're in really good shape here. And again, definitely the furthest I've ever hit it on this hole, but it's not really on the right line. If it was, it would be even farther. It would be rolling through the fairway, but it's not perfect, but it's hit very well. Well hit pitch, a little chip there, but it was a little too well hit. We are past the flag. I was actually worried it was going to hit the flag because it was coming down right on top of the flag, and I was worried it might bounce out at a really weird place. Wow, how fast it is. It is freezing. I just cannot putt the ball, man. I can't tell you how frustrating this is. We should be at least 5 or 6 strokes under here where we're at. I cannot believe how bad our putting is, or I don't even know. It's the lines, I don't know. It looks like it's going in, it doesn't go in. Okay, last hole. It's another layup type par 5. We have, usually I used it hybrid, kind of be short of the front. Now I'm worried about hybrid being too much, but considering this last probably hour, everything's been way short of where expected, I guess we're hitting hybrid and seeing what happens. What the hell is that? I'm having a lot of trouble understanding what's going on right now with my golf game. I just hit the ball like dead pull. It was dead straight, about probably 30 yards left. Yeah, okay. Never really been over here, but definitely a good thing I didn't hit 6-iron. We'd have been probably 100 yards short of where we wanted to be. Kind of just through the trees, a little draw. We probably bounced off something. Not bad, but we are way short of where we want to be. So it's a very long shot still for the third. And again, par 5 here. Hurts to even hit the ball. Hand is killing. Oh my god, that hurts so bad. I guess I hit it thin. Did not get it there. Not even close. Okay, pretty long, but yeah, it could have been a lot worse with how things are going right now. All right, another double. So that's it. Battery's dying. I didn't really guess I didn't charge the one, so don't have as long to record as normal. Won't be able to do anything afterwards. So I have a spreadsheet actually. If you're interested in seeing the score I shot, I would say you shouldn't be. Not a good one, but it's the spreadsheet will be in the description, and I'll have the score there. But yeah, a lot of doubles. I think we only had 2 triples and only like 1 par. So I've been taking a picture of the scorecard and adding some like notes and stuff, so check it out. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully be back next time, and it will not be like 40 degrees and snowing basically. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.